Hey there folks, Stanford here with Calibre magazine, just doing a quick update since the Liberal Party policy has been announced for firearms and the rest of the election, I guess. I'll leave the rest of the election coverage to other folks. I'm going to stick to the gun stuff. I've got it pulled up here on the side. They're calling it a stronger Canada. I'm not going to waste you guys' time here, so we're going to go really quick. The beginning of this is what they did in the past. It's their greatest hits. This is what they did in 2015. This is what they did in 2019. We blah, blah, blah. We banned guns in 2020, etc. This is the big part I want everyone to pay attention to. So I'll zoom in on it so everyone can see it really nice and clear. First part, buyback will be mandatory or your gun will be rendered inoperable, aka destroyed, aka wall hanger. So if you've got an AR-15, M14, CZ-858, or any one of the other 1,500 kinds of guns, or one of those big African hunting rifles they banned, that will have to either be sold back to the government for what the government determines to be fair compensation, or you'll have to take that into a gunsmith and have it rendered inert so you can keep it and hang it on your wall and remember the better times. The bigger and more important parts are the latter three components here. So really those middle two. But I'm going to bounce around a bit. I'm going to jump onto the second one first because I think it kind of works in conjunction with the second point. So I want to get into this one first. Ban the sale or transfer of magazines that could hold. Well, you can read. Basically dual-use magazines, what they've been going after for the past 6 years, the Beowulf mags, the 1022 mags, all that stuff. This clause basically says no more, no bueno. So doesn't matter how they were made. If it fits in a gun, it's 5 rounds basically, is what it sounds like, because that'll be the minimum number. Because that relates back to the second point where they say crack down on high-capacity magazines, I'm on here now, and require that long gun magazines capable of holding more than 5 rounds be permanently altered so that they can never hold more than 5 rounds. That's an interesting one because you might have read that as I did initially and go, crack down high-capacity magazines, so high-capacity magazines limited to 5. Nope, that's not what that says. That says crack down on high-capacity magazines and require that long gun magazines capable of holding more than 5 rounds be permanently altered so that they can never hold more than 5 rounds. Here's why that is a big deal. First off, pretty much every long gun holds more than 5 rounds, if you really get into it. Barring bolt-action rifles with blind magazines in large, usually long-action calibers, you're gonna find a gun that can hold more than 5 rounds. 1022s, rimfire rifles all spring to mind. They all hold more than 5 rounds, generally barring the single-shot stuff. But the bigger concern is also shotguns, because Aguila Minishells are very compact. They're available on the market, therefore that's what they would probably end up determining to say what is 5 rounds. Maybe, I don't know. That's what that says. You know, you can only go off of what it says, and what it says is, yeah. So if you've got a magazine or a shotgun, doesn't matter if it's a Beretta A400 duck gun or basically anything other than a break action, you're going to get dinged with this, and because it's permanent, you won't be able to stuff a broomstick down it like in hunting season. You're going to have to go and get the tube crimped at whatever they determine to be the maximum magazine capacity for that gun. So pistol caliber carbines as well mean that if you have a pistol, and let's say it's a Glock or a Beretta, any one of the big pistol brands really, if there's also a carbine made in that magazine, like Kel-Tec makes Sub 2000 and all those, as does numerous other companies, those mags will all go to 5 rounds, you know. So everything really, every long gun, barring a handful of bolt-action rifles with blind magazines these days, and depending on how they even classify with the FRT, because then you get into things like, well, if you've got a Savage in 308 short action with blind magazine, holds 5 rounds of 308, but then you rebarrel it and you make it a 223 rifle, how many rounds does it hold? Does it hold more than 5? I don't know, but you better know, because now you're going to go to jail if you get it wrong. So this is a really big deal. A fourth thing, set aside $1 billion to support a provincial ban. They're just, that's them kind of walking back the municipal ban, because that's pretty much completely dead in the water. It's illegal. Even the provincial ban, I mean, provincial bans on, you know, tobacco and alcohol are really tough. So that gets into a whole bunch of legal stuff that I bet Ian Runkle would love to talk about, or another constitutional lawyer type guy. But this is insane. This is absolutely insane. This is so many people getting impacted by this. This is huge. This is your lever action rifles, your 357 mag levers that you like in cowboy action. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. You know, it's yeah. the mind keeps going into, like, I got to stop the video now because the mind keeps going into new areas. We're like, oh yeah, this pistol caliber carbines. Like I said, lever actions. It's any long gun with a magazine will have to be permanently altered to hold less than 5 rounds. That's a lot of guns, man. So if you're a gun owner watching this, that's a big deal for you. Doesn't really matter what you shoot at this point. They're probably going to be messing with it. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's pretty insightful. You know, we'll try and do a few more videos, maybe breaking down the policy from the other parties in the coming weeks in the lead up to the election. Our gun vote videos, which hopefully you guys are seeing, are posted both here on YouTube and on Facebook. And as I say in those, we're not looking for any kind of donations or anything. If you want to support what we're doing here in the coverage, just head over to our website, calibremag.ca /subscribe. Get yourself a yearly subscription to the magazine. We'll have a big breakdown of the election afterwards in the next issue, but that's our primary thing. This is kind of on the side, covering it so you guys can stay as well informed as possible. But that's insane. So every long gun, 5 rounds. So take a look in your gun safe, see what that means for you guys, and think about, you know, what that means depending on how they classify guns, and talk to your friends, because this is, a lot of people are not going to notice this. It's going to go under the radar for a lot of the mainstream media because of the way that's worded. But that's huge. That is absolutely huge. That's massive. So let everyone know. I'd appreciate if you guys can share this around, make sure everyone knows, because again, the more people that know about this and lead up to the election, the more people that we can actually hopefully get to maybe make sure that this doesn't happen, so that we can still enjoy our firearms next year. Chat with you guys later, and have yourselves a great Wednesday.